If you've been following my channel, you know that I posted a video about a month ago saying, hey, we've got a new setup. Guess what? I messed up the settings a ton and I couldn't figure out how to get a transparent background without a 2 terabyte file blocking up my entire hard drive. So I just put it off to the side, and then work started happening. One of my jobs actually got a contract with FIFA, so I was out on the field running out there and taking the flag off of the field. I also lost my phone and got a new one too. Either way, I just want to thank those who are sticking around and let you know that I got a good video for you today. I want to dispel the myth that you need to buy samples. It's easy to get caught up in the plugin trap, in the buying samples trap, when really you can make them or find tons of free resources and mold them to fit your production. Really, that's been the trick all these years. The only difference is some people have a lot more money that they can throw at full songs so that they can take samples from other music, or they just lie about it until it's too late. I want to do this the right way, the way that God would intend us to do it, because sampling isn't illegal. It's about knowing your rights and knowing how to do it right. Let's get started. So now that we're in our software, let's start with a good sample. I've really been digging the jungle drums, so let's go there and hit drum loop. Now this is sampling in its most basic form. You're looking at playing with a sample. It does not always mean a song on the radio. It does mean you are messing with a sample. Sometimes I just like taking the loop or parts of the loop and splicing them in the audio editor. If you're going to do that, you're going to need to warp the clips. You also have to make sure that the clip's matching the speed of the song. Now it's in time. And to really beef it up, one of the ones that I really enjoy is this free plugin from, gosh, what's his name? I'll link his YouTube. Polarity MD is such a good multi-band dynamics. It sounds amazing on drums. Just beefs them up real quick. Now that we've got a nice drum rhythm, let's get into more advanced sampling. Maybe just starting with a vocal. Gotta get in key first. You can fix that.
1 hour later.
It's gonna haunt your dreams forever. Bam. Now you have a new sound. Would you look at that? You can now input this new sound into a sampler. And you want to record exactly a C note. So then when you go to input it into your sampler, you can then play chords like so. This is where things get interesting. You can fade between these different points to get the sound that you're looking for. But you want to make sure that the pitch is good. So you want to check it with a tuner. Yeah, that ain't it. So you want to scrub and find the place. Since I was off, I'm going to transpose the pitch down here. And detune it a little bit. And then have a little fun. Now this is where you start to experiment with sampling, with taking smaller samples and larger samples and just making sounds. Good thing I recorded that. Remember, starting with a loop is a good idea, because then you can just loop it, just like every other song. And now that you have these MIDI notes put in, you can start tweaking with it. That ain't it. See, I can sing. Look at your velocities. So all I gotta do is that. And then you gotta put the human in, robot it a little bit, and then put the human back in. Because then people can't say it's AI. And really the point of what I'm doing is to make the melody part stand out. Oh, it's a little tedious, but this is where you start to have fun. Now to really test a bass, sound design with the samples. Okay, bass all the way up. More bass. Whoever tells you this is not sound design, they don't know squat. We gotta make this sound cooler. It's a little, fruity. And this is Ableton, so we can't do that. Let's try something destructive. Now I don't like the key. Now, I don't like the bass line just being one note, so you just keep going and keep pecking away at it until you go insane. You know what? Let me get the right key. And if you're really, really uncreative like me, is you go pay cable guys and you buy Shaper Box 3. And then you put on the most crazy freaking preset. Just keep adding sounds. I colored these notes brown because it reminds me of how I feel, and I really have to take a dump. And see, if you don't like the first shaper box, then what you do is you add a second shaper box, and then you just keep going. Y'all thought I was joking about that. Nobody should play about shaper box. Okay, stop. I'm freezing you and I'm sending you to the nether realm. Now, if you're feeling real fancy and you just don't like how this sounds, what you do is you add it to a basic sub and you blend it with sounds that you like. You know, that's the sound that every pro producer makes when they find the sound. Now, the trick, though, combine the bass with the bass so that you get more bass. I'm just kidding. What you actually have to do is make one the high bass. See how the highs are just passing through? Nasty, bro. And then save your project file. It's going to crash because of how epic the music you're going to make is. Let's talk about synthesizers that use sampling. I don't know, like Serum. Serum's a great example of this. There's tons of things that they have sampled so that you can make your own unique instruments. And a lot of people do not understand. You can go into Serum and change it to a sample input, and you can find factory samples. Would you look at that? For anybody who says if you are not ripping a vinyl while recording and you're not getting the right vibes, that it's not sampling, it's not real music. First of all, this is sonic mastery. Oh, that was it? You can go in and adjust it to your needs or try a different sound, you know? Sick. Then you can blend that with other wavetables and other samples. You see how magical sampling really is? Who'd have thunk it? If you just try stuff, you can make sounds that sound like... Okay, let's see. Let's see what fits, because I want to make a lead. What was that? Where was that coming from? Is it... So now I'm going to show you another thing that we can do. And you could just make an audio track, change the input to resampling, record enable, and hit that record button. And now you've got a new sound that you can sample. We're going to load this sound into a sampler. Load that sound in here and go to slice and watch it just sing. So now we could take moments from that sample. Wild. And we can even pitch those sounds. And you just keep making weird sounds, bro. Just keep doing it. It's good to do a little bit of pre-mixing or carving out certain sounds. So, for example, if it's not a sub bass, maybe taking out some of the low end while you're making it. Like this sound, too. Maybe even... And I've been having a little bit too much fun on this computer recently, so because I'm doing some things, maybe I should freeze the tracks. Which, if your software allows this, use it. My computer likes to think that it's loaded with thermite. I've had multiple project files lost because I thought I knew better than a screaming PC fan. Who'd have thunk it? And I like this sound. It's just a starting point. You can duplicate it, flatten it so it's now an audio file, and then do more sound design. You could start with one idea and continually keep evolving it and processing it until you get the sound that you want. You can load it into different samplers. You can load it right up your whatever idea that is. I hope it's a good one, because sometimes the best songs, that's the only way you're making them, is just throwing stuff at the wall. You can't expect to do it perfect every time. That's not humanly possible. So let's take this sound and use some of my favorite effects. I love the Arteria stuff. I'm not promoting gear acquisition syndrome. I made a whole video on this. What I am saying is I've already made the mistake. So just don't do what I'm doing. Do something else. Go find all the free ones. But if you got a little cheddar, you might have some fun using these tools. That's how my brain sounds at 2 a.m. right before I'm trying to sleep. So the point of this video is to show you sampling is more complicated than just saying, oh, I'm going to take a record and chop it up into pieces. You could take any sound. You could take a sound of you failing at life and then load it into a sampler and make the most beautiful synth out of the tiniest violin, out of the biggest tear, out of the wettest, and make a symphony. It's all about choice. Now it's time to actually make that lead that I talked about like 10 minutes ago. That ain't it. Let me do a flute. Ooh. Ooh. I think I was playing an F sharp, and now you go in and you add the effects. Oh, no. Now it shows you guys that I'm not as hip and up to date as everyone else. And you can adjust these envelopes here to really dial in the sound however you want it. Oh! Ooh, sometimes that's it, bro. Just the one note. That's crazy. You watch me make that synth. I really like that a lot. Let's see what happens if I make a synth out of this. What you do is you boost. So it's a B, a little bit higher in pitch. Close. Oh, it's C sharp now. Oh, okay. C. So now we've got perfect pitch. Let's make another sound. I kind of want to make this a pad because I tried doing that with the other one and I don't know, I didn't like it at first, but when I don't like something, I just put a ton of effects on it and then call it sound design. Would you look at that? Another simpler track. We input the same data. Take this. Now I really like where these sounds are going. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group them, and then I'm going to make a sidechain kick. So I'm going to take it from the drums bus, because Shaper Box is cool like this. I love the way it sidechains. Audio, internal sidechain input. But you got to set the trigger, because if you don't, it's just You want to adjust that sensitivity. Let's see. Is this good? Is this bad? I don't know, but I needed to experiment and make a video to show you guys that sampling is a very beautiful and complicated and ugly and sometimes poopy brown thing, but that you should have fun doing it anyways. You know why? Because all you get is one. Sampling is truly an art form. It allows you to take something that you had no idea what to do with and turn it into something that you probably still have no idea what to do with, but it sounds pretty cool. And that's the point. It's about experimentation. And sampling doesn't always have to be full songs. A lot of times when you sample stuff like that, you deal with copyright issues. You deal with the labels. You deal with lawyers. You deal with people that you really don't want to deal with. There's tons of free sounds and samples that are already out there, and you can use them to make your own original sounds. There are tons of sound engines like Vital and other synthesizers that exist that have sample-based players. You can use these tools to create your own unique sound and your own unique productions, so you don't have to rely on AI or some guy behind a screen telling you what is good and what is bad. Stay young, stay healthy, and let somebody know that Jesus loves them. All right? God bless you.